Your first chance to play at Syracuse. What do you know about that dome up there and that type of environment?
Heard it gets really loud. It's kind of packed in there, and we're excited for it. It's going to be awesome. Last time the team went to Syracuse, I wasn't on the team, but they beat us, so it's going to be have some motivation going into the game.
First road game of the year. Do you look forward to that? Getting away from the Valley a little bit. Maybe seeing what you have on the road.
Yeah, it's always a good challenge going on the road. It's just different. I mean, it's still football. It's still the same thing, but there's something about it that makes it a little bit different. So it'll be a good challenge for us going on the road. It's a really good Syracuse team. They always play us tough, so it'll be a good challenge for us for sure.
Do you have any extra motivation after being knocked out last year against them?
I mean, it's just to win every game. That's the motivation. But I mean, I wouldn't say that necessarily. I want to play well. I always want to play well, but definitely want to, kind of leave no doubt this game. Like we want to every game. But yeah.
How far have you come since then in terms of, I guess, wisdom of not diving like you did for that extra?
Yeah, well, I fell really. I wouldn't dove it. Yeah, but
Okay.
yeah, I was just saying I fell. So, but definitely, I've learned a lot since last year. Not taking some hits that I can avoid for sure. So that's
With the play Saturday, I think Tony said they're still trying to get you to slide a little more. Take me through that.
Yeah, just protect myself a little bit better. Sometimes in the open field, and there's some chances where I could just either go out of bounds, make a cut, and kind of avoid the hit, and just kind of ran straight into the guy. So that's an example of just kind of get a little bit better at protecting myself.
Is it your nature to want to kind of lower your head and get that extra yard?
Yeah, I mean, I like to do that sometimes, but sometimes you just got to be smart. So, but I don't mind doing that at all. Trying to get first down.
Did it sting? I saw you do that with your shoulder a little bit. Did it sting you a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. Got my shoulder a little bit, but it's all good.
What was it like getting Amari back out there on Saturday? And how's it been for you just watching him kind of through that whole process?
It's great. I mean, he's worked so hard to get back, and it's great to look over there and see him out there in the game. And I know he's been the last one off the field every day after practice, so it's awesome to see his hard work paying off. And every week he's going to get better and feel more confident.
The fact that Amari came back so quickly from that severe injury, is that kind of a motivation for you and your teammates? Are you inspired by seeing how hard he worked to get back that quick?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's just knowing that he did it, not just for himself, but for the team. He wanted to get back and be able to help us. And yeah, I mean, that's definitely a motivation for us.
Travis had his best game on Saturday catching the ball. How much harder is this offense to stop when that's a regular option for you? Throwing him out of the backfield.
Yeah, I mean, he's great. He's like we've talked about before. He's worked hard this offseason to get better with his hands, and he's done that for sure. And having that option and his feet, his legs, just being able to run the ball, then also our passing game, like all that together, can be dangerous. So when we have all those phases going, it's really good.
Is it hard when you enter a season to try not to do too much when there's so much hype and everyone's got all these stats and statistics they expect you to hit?
Yeah, it's definitely something you gotta kind of keep bringing yourself back to. It's just we're winning. Not gonna play perfect. That's the biggest thing for me. I'm not gonna play perfect. Regardless of the expectations, my main goal is to win and to be a good leader and to do everything I can to help our team win. So that's something I'm having to keep bringing myself back to. It doesn't really matter what my stats are, as long as we're winning and we're performing well.
How about expectations? How about team expectations? You guys are already the number one team in the country. So a lot of people on the outside are kind of like, they're not going to be challenged until the holidays at the earliest in the ACC. Is it hard to keep everything straight and grounded? I mean, not just for yourself, because you seem to do a good job, but with everybody on the team.
And that starts with Coach Sweeney. He does a great job of keeping everyone kind of grounded, and he's right. He says we're going to get everyone's best every week. They circle Clemson when they play us, so we know every week we're getting everyone's best. So that's one thing that keeps you grounded. It makes you want to prepare every week because you're getting their best. And also, like Coach Sweeney also says, we didn't earn anything. We played 2 games. We're supposedly the number 1 team, but we only played 2 games, and there's a whole lot of other good teams. So we're still trying to prove that every week.
Are you surprised, considering the weapons that you have on the outside, for teams load the box to stop Travis and kind of sell out and stop the run?
I mean, not really. You have to do something. You have to try to stop one or the other, and it's just it's hard to when you have so many options or weapons on the other side. It's kind of hard to stop that, and you got to pick if you want to die fast or slow. And teams kind of have to do that. It's Travis has done a great job of exposing that when the box is light, and also being a factor in the passing game too.
Going back to that, Travis coming out of the backfield now becoming a weapon, throwing the ball. What's that like for you to have that extra option out there?
It's great. I mean, think about it. As long as he's not protecting, that adds an extra an extra guy. It's a big difference in the passing game. If everyone's covered, you just check it down to Travis or whoever's in there. All of our running backs do a good job of that, so that definitely helps a lot.
Are you comfortable enough now to go over to the sideline and tell Jeff or get on the headset with Tony and go, this is what I'm seeing and I think this will work? Especially if you see what they're doing to stop Travis.
Yeah, I mean we're all really close, have a good relationship. I think I am, confident enough and comfortable enough to do that. And also they have to trust me too. I think they do trust me and trust what I see out there. So just communication is really important, and we do a good job of that.
How often do y'all work on the scrambling drill? It seems like you're such a natural at it, and the guys kind of know to make sure they try to get themselves open.
Yeah, I mean we worked on it a good bit during camp, and then just during practice when we scrimmage our defense and stuff. That comes up a lot. So we've had a lot of film and examples to look at, whether good examples or bad examples to kind of correct. So the guys have done a good job of being in the right spots.
Has it always just been comfortable for you to just throw on the run like that?
Yeah, that's always been kind of my most comfortable thing, is to kind of get out and make a play happen when nothing's there. So kind of always had like a knack for that.
You have 2 rushing touchdowns already, just one all last year. Is that something that you take a lot of pride in, as opposed to just throwing touchdowns, which you're used to?
Just like to be able to do as much as I can, hurt teams in different ways and be able to use my legs a little bit. So I'm definitely happy with the way I've done that so far. I can still have some improvement in some areas, but I'm definitely happy with that.
Have you had a moment yet where you've gone over to the sideline and told the coaches, I think this play will work, and you've run it and it has worked, or where you've kind of suggested something?
Yeah, there's definitely been some suggestions, just something more like broad stuff, not specifically like this play, but just some like conceptual things that I think might work, and we've ran it and it's worked. I think there was a situation like that against Georgia Tech. Don't remember exactly what play it was, but I kind of told them what I saw and what I thought would work, and we ran it in the second half, and it hit pretty big. So.
Tanner News said in camp he picked you off, threw the ball at you, and you chased him around the field. What's your side of that story?
That's pretty right. Yeah, I remember we were over on Derby, and he picked me off and threw the ball right back at me after he caught it, and I was so mad, so I started running after him. That's pretty right. That's pretty accurate.
Did you catch him?
No, I didn't.
Is it hard to go when you spend all off season not getting hit to then get hits and
Yeah, it's definitely an adjustment for sure. You kind of have to do it just to keep our quarterbacks healthy. In practice, you kind of have to have that rule, but it's definitely tough. The first couple games are really sore. You're not used to getting hit, but I feel like I'm kind of back in the swing of things now. Just be a little more sore than you're expecting the next day, but it's all good.
I think you talked last year something about not trusting your arm too much and trying to throw the ball into tight spots. How do you feel like you've done with that, as far as maybe not pushing the limit?
I think I've done a pretty good job of that. I mean, there was a couple throws against Georgia Tech and last week, or a couple days ago against Texas A&M, just especially against Texas A&M. I just underthrew some. I think I made good decisions for the most part, but just kind of underthrew some balls. So I want to get those back for sure. But I feel like decision making and not trying to force things has been good for the most part.
What's it like having Jackson out there at your left now? When you had Mitch out there, you knew that you had a guy that had 4 years experience, that the whole offensive line looked towards him for leadership, and he was an All-American. Now you got Jackson out there, his first year out there, and he's got your back. What's it been like just out there with Jackson, working with him the last 6 months?
It's been great. He's a great player. Ever since he's came in, he's been good. It's been just him learning everything and getting comfortable, and he's done that. He's done a really good job. You'll see if you watch him play. He does a good job. So we have a good relationship too, and that's important, especially the quarterback and our left tackle. That's really important. So I trust him, and he knows that. So everything's been good.
At one point in the game, there's a shot of you guys talking on the sideline. What kind of stuff are you guys talking about? Slide protections? What's he seeing out there at the end? Or?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff. Whether it's some pressure that they brought that we missed, or something that he did good, just encouraging him, or just something that we can kind of fix on my part, just communicating protections or whatever it is. Always talking about that stuff throughout the game. So that's probably what it was.
Does it make it far more difficult to not want to force throws? We've got guys like T and Justin out there that have the size and obviously have proven the ability to win the majority of those 50-50 balls.
I mean, I have a lot of confidence in them, but I mean, I never want to force it either way, because defense is good too. They're going to make plays, so just trying to put them in the best situation to make the catch is what I try to do.
All right.
Thank you all.
Thanks,
Sir.
Trevor.